So welcome to the beautiful city of Toledo, or Toledo, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Behind me here you've got the Tagus River, which surrounds the town, and the other direction is the Old Town, which we'll be heading into shortly and taking a look at the cathedral and wandering around the streets. We're here for a couple of days on our way down to Portugal, and yeah, let's see what Toledo has to offer.
Yo lo quiero, pues dímelo a mí, que no hago daño. Baby, cuando te vi con tu falda, no exagero, me quería morir. Yo sé que.
So the castle you can see up on the hill behind me over there is actually a 2-star hotel, apparently, which would make a very nice place to stay if you're visiting the city. It's just outside city walls and the bridge just here. So yeah, it's not actually where we're staying. We checked in last night into a very nice Airbnb in the centre of town, but we did park the car outside the city as it's a bit of a nightmare if you're trying to drive within the city wall. So definitely recommend parking outside the city if you do have a car. There's a few cheap, free parking lots outside the city. Seem to be relatively safe, but we'll see in a couple of days when we go and collect the car if it's still there. But yeah, great place to stay here and or in the city centre. So behind me you have one of the old entranceways into the city, and up on the top of the hill we've got the Alcazar, which I'm probably not going to visit today because it's an old military museum and I'm not really into that. So we're going to head into the Old Town now. So one thing you'll probably notice if you wander the streets of Toledo is that Google Maps is pretty much non-functional. GPS is quite difficult to get in the town, so trying to navigate you around can be a little bit tricky, and you have to go back to the old-fashioned paper maps, and a good sense of direction helps. Reminds me of Venice in that respect, actually. Pretty much loads of little alleyways and lots of little places to end up getting lost. Luckily the town's not so big, so you can actually, if you keep on walking, you'll pretty much end up somewhere you recognise. But it's fun to explore the tiny little streets. So most people tend to stick to the well-trodden paths, probably in an attempt to not get lost, but one of the benefits of exploring and just wandering around is you get to find lovely little viewpoints like this one, which probably not many other people get to. Just behind me you've got some ancient Arabic bar. As you can see, not many tourists come down this way. There's hundreds and hundreds of them in the centre of town, so if you can get off the tourist trail a little bit, it's highly recommended. While there's not much sort of archaeology to see here, it is a really beautiful view over a river. It seems like this complex is actually really big. It's all going down into the grassland down there. It's all really overgrown and obviously quite unloved and not maintained anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, that's really big. So I think my top tip for Toledo would be simply to wander. Some places can get pretty crowded with tourists, but if you just take the time to go and have a little explore, you can share your time with a bunch of pigeons and nobody else.